Hi, this is Magnus, and here is a short fragment from a game that was played by world champion Magnus Carlsen. And he was playing black here in this game, and the white player is Grandmaster Sergei Karyakin. This was played in the World Blitz Championships in 2009, so it's a few years ago. So it is a blitz game, and it's here black to move. And perhaps you would like to pause the video and see if you can make a choice what you would do here with black. Okay, I'll continue the explanation of this position right now. Well, there are actually two ways to find the correct move here. One of them is to think in, let's say, more strategical terms, saying that this is the most passive piece of black, so we need to activate the rook. That would be a good thing, but this bishop on c8 is obstructing the activity of this rook, so we could try to find some good move with this bishop. Now of course, if we move this bishop, then b7 will be undefended, so bishop takes b7 could follow, and that brings us to a possible move bishop to f5, and then we pin actually this bishop on e4, so bishop takes b7 becomes less attractive, because then bishop takes b1, bishop takes a8, and then rook takes bishop, and we have one material. So that's one way to find this move, bishop to f5, that was played in the game. Another way to find this move is not to think about the development of the pieces, but to think about a tactical pattern here in the position, and that is that this knight on e5, if the bishop would not be on e4, then we could play knight to f3 check, forking king and rook, and that's actually the second idea behind this move bishop to f5 that was played by Magnus Carlsen. Now what did white do here? Well, of course not moving this bishop away on this diagonal, because then the rook falls, and the threat is of course to give a check on f3. Knight to f3 check, bishop takes f3, bishop takes b1. That's the threat. So what white did here is he moved his king to h1. He didn't move it to f1, because then bishop takes h3 with check will follow, so it gives a pawn and with a tempo. So that's the reason why the king didn't go to f1. Now if you look at what happened after king to h1 in the game, as it was actually played, then perhaps we can say that it would be better to have moved the bishop to f1 and lose this pawn on h3, because here comes another beautiful move by Carlsen. Carlsen plays now this inactive rook from a8 to d8, and now we see how strong this idea of the pin starts working, because if white would trade a rook here, so taking here on d8, then first with the bishop we take on e4 with check. The king would have to move to h2 or to g1, and then rook takes d8, and we have won a piece here, because of course attacking this this bishop on e4 doesn't lead to anything, because we have this nice check here on f3. Let's return. This is actually the position where it's all about, after rook to d8. So taking the rook on d8 leads to material loss for white. What white did is he moved the rook away to a4, rook to a4. This was played in the game. This rook is the only defender of the bishop on e4, so the next move will not surprise you. It's b7, pawn b7 to b5, attacking the rook once more. And in this position Sergei Karyakin resigned, because he saw that he couldn't keep defending the bishop on e4. I mean, the only way to do that is to move the rook to b5 but then simply a5 follows, and the rook is attacked again, and then the rook must take on b5, and then bishop takes, e4 check follows, and this is collapsing completely, losing too much material for white. So the patterns that we see in this tactics, let me return to the initial position right here, are actually on one hand the pin, this pinning of the bishop on e4. We have also this nice forking idea, and we have the idea of attacking the only defender of a piece. So these three themes are actually present in this example, and perhaps this can help you to find tactics in your own games. It's all about recognizing patterns, calculating of course, and activating our pieces the best way possible. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time on YouTube.